you look at the death and destruction that occurred on that day, and then the response in the aftermath of that day, and then how quickly people forget the aftermath of that day. I don't ever forget that day on 9/11. For all of us in this country, changed the way we think about war and where war can occur. Admiral Meese, I can only imagine what he was thinking, trying to get to the underground as fast as he could, and that would be through that entry, although, we didn't often go that direction. But he brought the president from the ramp to that entry with some of his staff and trail. They went down the entry into the bowels of the building here. They came direct into the command and control center at the time, which was where we had all the displays set up. He sat at the head table between Admiral Meese and I, looking at the board, trying to get clarification of what he was seeing. We gave him that clarification as best we could. He wanted to know if he could get in touch with the National Security Council or National Security Advisors. He was trying to reach Mr. Cheney, Vice President at the time, and I think he ended up getting Secretary Rumsfeld on the phone, and Rumsfeld at the time reported that the Vice President was in an undisclosed location. Those were the words, in an undisclosed location, and the President accepted that. And we were looking at different levels of activity. We had CNN, believe it or not, on one of the screens. We had status of forces on another screen. Status of forces meaning the nuclear forces that are on alert. And then we had a screen that gave us sort of the latest weather and intel updates. At that time, now we're showing NORAD's control of all of the suspect hijackings. There was some discussion about where he should go, and he was very uncomfortable with the idea that somebody's going to tell him to stay here in Offutt. He just was not convinced that that was the right perception of him being in an underground in Omaha when the national capital is under attack. And he made some remarks to that effect, and Rumsfeld, I think, with the Secret Service, was trying to convince him that coming back to the D.C. area was just unmanageable from, keeping him totally protected. But his subtle comments was he wasn't going to be satisfied being here at Offutt or being in Cheyenne Mountain or any place else. And I think conversation with Rumsfeld initially was trying to get him to stay here until they had more control of the situation. I wasn't surprised to see him leave shortly after he had arrived. Obviously, an hour and a half is not that long, but he was just totally uncomfortable with the idea that he's hiding out in an underground bunker in Omaha, Nebraska, when the rest of the country's under attack. Think about the last time an event occurred on a U.S. soil that had this level of death and destruction that got us all up in arms. I mean, this nation changed from everybody being ho-hum and it's just routine to patriotic kinds of people who are now all concerned about being attacked on our own soil.